very angry. Oh, sorry, mate. Let me just... Sorry, mate. So the last 2 years behind the scenes, I've been undertaking a massive expansion. An expansion that's required different equipment and techniques to make the content I want. And boy, have I been let down a lot of times. And gosh, dingus, I just have to vent about it. Like, on their own, each one of these issues is just like, yeah, whatever. But mate, altogether, it's the tech that let me down special. This might be a yearly thing. Now, the issue isn't this channel, Tank Pods. Like, this thing's unchanged since, like, 2019, back when I didn't have any money. And, like, legit, this whole time, mate, you've been looking at an iPhone jammed in an IKEA office table. Unchanged. That's how this is right now. So, I don't really plug my other channels. I have other channels, you know, other than, like, at the end credits or something, or in the description down below. To me, they're completely individual projects. And, I like them to stand on their own, you know, mate? They gotta survive it on, you know, without any help. So, like, the point of this video isn't to plug all my other content, like, not at all, but, like, all the issues have been trying to get all those other projects working. So I just gotta quickly get you up to speed with my trash empire of content here, just, you know, because then I'll be referencing from it. You got Dank Pods, a hot mess that you're watching right now. You got my drum stream on Floatplane. Then there's Garbage Time, which was just my everything hobby, where it was like Frank games, drums, cars, whatevers. But like, Frank has an Insta, and car and drum stuff's all I did. And now the drum side of it's getting bigger, so now that's just gotten its own channel. Garbage Times for cars, and then of course Dankmas, which I swear I'm working on, I promise you. So the first bit of tech that really let me down is to do with the building that I film all this rubbish in. It's how I'm able to smash out 3 channels worth of content at the moment, because I got a building set up where there's like different sections dedicated for making the different videos. You just walk in, turn things on, start yelling, which has turned into a fairy tale. I've been here for almost a year, and it's just like, it's amazing. So amazing that I invested in solar and batteries. And it's so good, just getting off the grid. And then also like the fun knowledge of this is basically a zero carbon operation now. I mean, if you ignore this, stop looking at it. So I wanted to make the most of the solar investment that I had, so I grabbed some portable batteries. So EcoFlow seemed like the big name, so I grabbed like 2 of these smaller ones and a big Chungus Dingus one. The idea was, instead of having like wall adapters and things, was have one of these battery backups, which would like give more battery capacity to the warehouse, and then overnight when the solar isn't running, they could click on and save draining the main battery. Had it set up on timers and everything. It was like working amazing. And then the big one tried to catch fire. Yep, that's smoke. Yep, that's dead. Okay. You know, it had like a tiny little bar fridge plugged into it, and I think an LED light, and that was it. That's all it was keeping alive through the night. It was such overkill for it. And then it came in to find all of it off, and then when I tried to turn it on again, the magic smoke came out. Fear of fire is a real thing in industrial areas, but I didn't want to give up on the idea of having like, you know, portable batteries. Well, the other big play is Blue Tea, mate. Look at this. I mean, it looks huge. I mean, my set's tiny, but it's a little like battery guy. You plug it in, kettle plug style, and then you've just got like a lunchbox worth of electricity that you can just bum around with. Like 600 watts, that'll run a TV and an N64. Easy. Like, what a genius idea. And then on the top is a wireless charging pad. And so, like, what I wanted to do was charge this here at work where I've got the solar, and then take my lunchbox of electricity home to, like, keep my MacBook Air running, to charge my phone. And it does it perfectly. Mwah! Except for it stinks. No, it literally stinks. It just makes a smell. And after the near fire with the big idiot, like, I don't like that. And so one of these I have running in the warehouse side above like an air purifier, because the industrial park stinks. But I left one of these running for like 6 months. It still stinks. I've had these forever, and every time I use them, it's like, there's that Blue Tea stink, and it's really unhealthy smelling. I don't like it. It's a huge bummer, because this guy does everything you could want. Like USB-C, right out of it. This will run a professional laptop for ages, but it just seems unhealthy to use inside. Hey, I make content on the internet. That means I need half-decent internet. Oh no, I'm Australian, and we got absolutely rug pulled with the NBN, where it's this crappy, copper-laden rubbish that like, we're stuck with. We're absolutely stuck with it. Ew, where does dirt come from? Ew, Blue Tea! So I just moved out of like a really terrible house, thanks real estate agents, missed out a few details on that one, into like this other place, which actually has no internet at all. There's no cables, there's nothing. Starlink's an option. I've got Starlink here at the warehouse. customer support is rough. Like, even on the big business stuff, which is a shame because it totally works and it's rescuing so many Aussies. I needed upload speed, and if I'm not going with a cable, 5G is the best bet. So, I set up this proper 5G antenna up on the house. It's a 2-story dingus place, and so the antenna's got to be up the top, which is nowhere near where other rooms are. So I needed a good router and like an extender, like to get really good coverage around the house. I got this D-Link thing, and then mate, I also got one of these, which is like a mesh extender or something, with the whole idea being, like to help you get coverage across multiple floors. The setup app was rubbish. It was just an absolute nightmare. And then, terrible. Absolutely terrible. Trying to watch YouTube on the big telly, mate, we're down to like 240p. It was just like the blurriest mess, and it was stuttering. I need good internet because part of the drum stream is that Frank has a live camera. You can see what Frank is doing at the time. The answer is not much. Well, I finally found the courage, mate, to get rid of this. I got this. You just got these 3 ominous little Wi-Fi nuggets, and they're tiny. This was about $130 less than the pair of idiots down there, and this is unbelievably good. Now I'm getting like 1080-60 on the TV. Oh, and this is how I know that D-Link is terrible. Like, this is what the Wi-Fi is coming in with. Don't scoff at the hockey puck. This thing is nuts. I was pulling like 600 down, 100 up. My whole warehouse here runs through one of these. That's how I know these work. It's the fact it's got the external antenna ports and the Ethernet out. Well, this thing does Wi-Fi as well, like it's its own router, and I was getting better coverage with this on its own than with the D-Link. Quality internet nugget, that. I rate that. Oh, what's next? Webcams. My drum stream's complicated, man. There's cameras everywhere. There's business everywhere. And those of you tuned into the stream, you know how many webcams I've just gone through just because I got sick of how crap they were. This is a Razer Kiro. Brr. So this guy's currently in charge of the cymbal toss section. Trying to make the most annoying loud drum thing I could. 720/60 is all I'm asking from this. Frame rate, it can be blurry and dark and murky looking. I don't care. Give me the frame rate so it looks smooth. This idiot just can't do it. Most of them can't. They all preach that they can do 60 frames a second, and they just don't. Oh, look, it's a Logitech. Something camera, I don't care. This is such a terrible way to mount it, like with these little tabs or something, because like if I accidentally knock this over, it just goes and just comes straight off. This one's in charge of foot cam, so people can see what my feet are doing. So something that's fun to do is to wear the ugliest shirts that I can, but then just to find silly socks, because, it's fun. And then people ask, hey, mate, what socks you got on? And then if I move my foot towards this, the nearby light, because, you need lighting, just bleaches it out, and this idiot just can't figure out what to do. It can't adjust the white balance or nothing. Like, these things are just... This is still like 2 different brands, 2 different everythings. I'm asking so little. It doesn't have to look good. Just be smooth, be visible. Well, I'm sure a lot of you are like, well, why don't you just get like a proper DSLR and like use that? And I do have one. I do have a Sony, and it's what I use for my drum thing now. I mean, I've only just done one video with it, because cymbals have a lot of detail in it, and it's like, yeah, I really want to bring it out. And then what you do is HDMI out into one of these, you plug this into your compute, mate, select it as an input, bam, there you go, HDMI out from the camera, and it's in there. And I did use it for the cymbal toss for about, 2 or 3 streams. Until it just wouldn't output any video. It was just a still frame. This is like an insanely expensive DSLR. And this has question marks on it, because I have 3 of these. And usually what happens is one day I'll turn on my rig, everything turns on like it should, and whatever needs to be captured by this will just be black. Black screen, nothing else. Different cable, different thing that it's plugged into, different everything. And so then I'll go get another one because I need one, and then that one will work. And then over time, that one will do it. And then I'll plug this one back in, And then this one will work again. But then the one running Frank Cam, because those are just Ring cameras to an iPad so I can control it, HDMI out into one of these. That one's been maintenance free this whole time. It's been perfect. So I've just got like 3 of these, this little round table of idiots, and as one dies, it's just swap in the other one, and it just goes, thanks mate, and works again. Streaming. Last whinge. Oh. It's a GoPro 10. Oh man, this is the real guy, the real deal. I've even put it in a special case with an extra microphone. I wanted one of these because car videos and documenting that stuff, being able to mount this inside the car, and it's genius. Well, recently on Garbage Time, I just did a dumb thing where like I did a fuel economy challenge against my 5-liter V8 Falcon, and the actual driving was captured by this. And I didn't think I was gonna get any footage out of it. That's how unreliable this was. I got started like 5 in the morning and I couldn't get started because this wouldn't turn on. I've got spare batteries, load them up. No, wouldn't turn on at all. And I'm freaking out because I've planned this in like into my week. And then magically, it actually did turn on. And then while actually filming and doing the thing, the screen on the back was just glitching and freaking out. And I'm going, oh my gosh, it's balked. It's gone. It's destroying all this footage. So during the drive, I'm like turning it on and off and like starting it, stopping it. It's just glitching and freaking out. But then sure enough, at the very end of all of it, I pull out that stupid SD card, put it in the computer, there's my footage. That sucked. You know, imagine trying to be fun while driving and like making a video, all the while thinking that this is pointless. This is pointless. I'm not going to get this footage. Like while I was driving, half the time I'm thinking, okay, how can I edit this without this footage and it still be a good video? That was a crappy day, actually. That was 3 hours of driving, the whole time thinking this is for nothing. Hey, let's see a magic trick. Wow! Oh, the things you can do. Oh, and what stings is I thought I'm buying decent stuff. I thought I was buying name brand proper stuff. Well, I thought I was... watch out, guys. Here, I'm coming. Yep, there you go. No, yep, keep it. There you go. Oh, I didn't cheap out. I bought the decent stuff. And that's what stings the worst. So, cool. Well... that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Shoot thanks to my patrons, especially these stinky names right here, because, mate, $1 a month, I do extra videos. And, you know, now that, you know, like, there's Garbage Time and the drum thing and Dankmas, but there's no new uploads there. But, mate, like, I know, you want $1 extra Dank Pod thing. Hang on. Oh, I hate it. I'm sorry, I'm going to bore you. Crappy after show. I want to show you my drum room. It's a custom-built room just for my drum stream. Like it really is like my grand project. I played the drums, you know, so like doing my own gig 6 times a week, that's called my dream. So I've thrown a lot at this, and so like, you know, don't abuse your ducks. Look at this idiot, just stealing the show. Like a nicer thing than you comes out, and now you gotta be all like, but I need attentions too, even though I recoil at any touch or love that comes my way, because I'm an evil monster. That's what I thought. Get out of here, Frank.